Welcome to the hottest entertainment blog on the internet and radio today, The A-List. I am your host, the Game Changer, Wes Troop. And if you're watching the video version, you'll see there's someone else here, too. That's right, I've got a special guest for this episode, and it is another member of the Sinister Six. Yeah, you know us, you love us. This is Dylan D. Barenzu Barnes.
I had to correct you there.
You have the longest name in history.
It's Japanese. It's Japanese Romanji. No worries about it.
Gotcha. And I brought your theme in for you. Your special theme.
If you don't know what this is Canada Your Lifetime Journey. It's from the Disney parks, if you think about it.
Yes.
It's a running joke with the Sinister Six, because I'm probably the only Canadian member of the group, and
yes,
it just links so well.
So, you want to introduce yourself, pal?
All right. My name is Dylan. I am a Disney zealot extraordinaire, big Stitch fan, big Stitch nut, big film geek, big media geek in general. I take the realms of Twitter, SoundCloud, all over the place, and I'm here to pretty much just do whatever the heck I'd like to do and be awesome doing it.
We do whatever we want when we want.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm 20 years old, Canadian, like I said before, if you couldn't hear from the theme tune there.
No.
In case you couldn't tell from that, like I said, I have a huge interest in Disney. I have a huge interest in other cultures and stuff like that, and I'm pretty much just the dude to go to. If you're looking for
yes,
like a cool dude to hang around, your guy's right here.
I saw today you hit 500 followers on Twitter.
I'm so touched.
That is like a huge milestone.
I felt like I was gonna shed a tear, because I didn't think that there was gonna be that many people following me.
That's pretty awesome. And you beat me and Mandy to 500.
Which I didn't think I was gonna. I was sitting there thinking, oh, you guys are in that race. I have no part in this.
Yeah, yeah. Now, of course, here on the A-List, we talk a lot about movies. Obvious question would be, what is your favorite movie of all time?
Oh, there is so many candidates.
Or a few of your favorites.
I'll list a few of them. One of my favorites is the original Tron. You know, from
Nice.
1982 with the light cycles and Jeff Bridges and all that.
Mhm.
Another one, if you're considering like a best animated feature, I think I would honestly side with two films. The first being 2012's Wreck-It Ralph.
Yes.
The one about the arcade bad guy and all that gaming euphoria. And
Nice.
the other one is 2002's Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, that's cool, too.
That film had a huge impact on my life, and not to mention it was one of the franchises that expanded out the most to me, and I adore everything about the franchise and the original film. It's just charming in so many ways.
Yeah, it is.
And people who know me and follow me on Twitter and everything would obviously know that I'm a huge Stitch nut. I take to anything that the blue guy is in.
Yep. And give out your Twitter so people will follow you.
Yes, and if you don't know my Twitter handle is @TheDarkOfNightD. No apostrophes, no dashes, no underscores, all in one thing.
Going along with the favorite movies, you've been to the movies a few times this year, I know. What was your favorite movie you've seen so far this year?
This year, I have seen quite a few films this year. Lost, Right and Powerful, Oblivion, The Great Gatsby, so many of the animated features that came out this year. But I'd have to say, out of all the theatrical experiences that I've been through this year, the best one would have to either be Iron Man 3 or Star Trek Into Darkness.
Yeah. Same as me.
But,
Yeah.
all for good reason.
Yep.
So I will say a second contender to that would be The Great Gatsby. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too, although a lot of other people didn't. I don't know why.
A lot of people were just like, oh, it's Baz Luhrmann. Obviously, Baz Luhrmann can't do no good. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there thinking, how to phooey with you guys.
Yeah. And what are some other movies you're looking forward to coming out later this year? In the next few weeks or, the end of the year, whatever.
Well, there's two I'm looking forward to this month. One is Man of Steel, the Superman reboot that's coming out this month, actually. And another one is Monsters University, obviously Pixar's big hitter this year. And one I've been hunting up a lot, because I absolutely adore Pixar and all they do. But there is a lot to really look forward to this year. There's Disney's Frozen, there's Gravity, that one Sandra Bullock movie I'm actually looking forward to.
Oh, yeah.
Thor 2, The Hunger Games sequel, Ender's Game, and there's probably several others that I can't really compile them all into one list. But there's one more that I know that's coming out really soon that I really want to see: Pacific Rim.
Yep.
Enough said. Like, honestly, it's giant robots and giant monsters. What can go wrong?
And we'll be talking about Guillermo del Toro a little later in the show.
Ichiro Hunt, all my followers and friends, and let's get the show moving, folks.
All right.
People, don't you know it's about time. Can you hear the jam is pumping while you taste the...
All right. Now, that music means one thing. It's time to shake that body. And it's time
Georgia
to see
Mortar just entered into the building.
Yeah, it's time to see what happened in What's Up This Week. That's our news section. First up, we have some TV news.
Oh, TV. I like watching TV.
Yeah, most people do.
It's like common practice around these households.
Imagine that. Some of our fellow Sinister Six members were crying this week over this news.
Particularly one might have had a mental breakdown.
But luckily she was in Disney World, so what does it matter, right?
Exactly. It was one place I probably wouldn't be in a while.
Yeah.
And I've never been.
It was announced this week that Matt Smith will be leaving Doctor Who after the 50th anniversary special later on this year.
And the Christmas special, which will all be later on.
Yeah, that's great. He's in that too. And he's been playing him for 4 years. You know, it was a pretty big gig for him.
There's a lot of emotional things there. I mean, I watch the series every so often, right? And as it airs on our Space Channel. And I walked in at the time when Matt Smith was actually the Doctor, and I grew up with a lot of his jokes like bow ties are cool or say wee. So it's gonna be like I'm gonna miss him.
Yeah,
and not only that, but I'm curious as to who the next Doctor would be or who they're choosing.
John Hurt.
That's kind of blasphemy to another Sinister Six member out there.
Yeah, she'll tweet us about that one when she hears the show.
Yes, and though I'm not sure if John Hurt will actually be it. I've heard it was like he's probably playing a previous incarnation or something. But
yeah, one of like the 9th or 8th or something.
One of the older ones, yeah.
Yeah,
but
before the new series started.
But I have to wonder if we are coming into like a new Doctor. We have to wonder who is actually going to take over. And if it's Benedict Cumberbatch, everybody's gonna bust a lung screaming. Even me.
I just started watching Doctor Who last year, but you know, I've become a fan of Matt Smith, and you know, I'm sure he'll be missed.
He's he's got a lot of charm for the character, really. I think.
He does.
He delivers a lot of like he's devoted to his fan base and everything, and that's what makes things really unique for his character. And to have that kind of leave the series is kind of... It was like what happened when David Tennant left the show about a few years back.
Yeah.
You're losing some of that heart that you had there, but in essence, you're getting another person's heart in return.
Yeah. Yes.
For those of you who don't know, there is a number of Marvel features being released next year between Guardians of the Galaxy and Ant-Man. And lest we not forget the Marvel-Disney cross-animated film Big Hero 6, which I am heartily waiting for. I cannot wait for that.
And of course, Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
And the Winter Soldier, yes. So I'm probably wrong in saying that Ant-Man is coming out next year. I think it's 2015 that comes out in, but...
I think it does. Oh well, whatever. You'll have people cursing your name out when they're at the movie theaters next year saying, "Where's Ant-Man?"
He's crawling behind you next year. Yeah. Or 2 years from now.
Yeah. But our news this week comes from the Guardians of the Galaxy film, and we have some more casting news. We had some last week. We have some again this week.
We had a rumor circulating that David Tennant was supposed to play Rocket Raccoon. And if that was true,
Oh, wow.
I would flip out.
Yeah.
No joke. That is an awesome casting role.
Yeah, it is. A lot better than I heard Adam Sandler before.
Oh dear.
Hey, I'm Rocket Raccoon!
Hey, I'm a raccoon!
So Benicio del Toro has signed on.
Which, I was thinking, is that Guillermo del Toro's brother?
Yeah. He's signed on for a lead role, which is being kept under wraps. A lot of people are speculating what it might be.
So, if this is the case, that rumor for David Tennant might also come true, which is making my heart sore.
Yeah, hopefully. Some people think he might be playing the villain of The Collector, and no, not the one from those horror movies.
The Collector. All I'm thinking from that is thinking stuff like Halloween or something like that. I'm sitting there thinking, oh, horror movies, there you go.
Exactly, yeah. Supposedly he's a villain that collects people from the galaxy and keeps them safe from Thanos. I'm not really sure. I haven't really read much.
They hinted at, actually.
Yeah, that was another person they thought he might be playing, Del Toro, was Thanos, but then more people are thinking...
They already confirmed who Thanos was.
Yeah.
For those of you who've seen the Avengers and seen the end credit sequence, or the end credits little end scene thing, you'll know who Thanos is.
Yeah. That's for sure. But he signed a multi-picture deal, and it'll be interesting to see who he ends up playing. And of course, Guardians opens on August 1st, 2014.
And as I said, it's one of the 3 Marvel films coming out next year between Captain America, Guardians of the Galaxy, and the Disney Marvel-helmed Big Hero 6. Though Big Hero 6 is in no way connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, if you're counting Marvel Cinematic Universe ones, there's 2 films. If we're not counting them, there's 1.
Some interesting other movie news. An Archie movie going up from another comic strip into a film.
Which I was hearing about this just today, and I was a little bit uneasy. How are you going to turn Archie into a movie?
Yeah, and
Well,
did it even get that animated?
Yeah, I mean, it's sitting there thinking, like, you already had a cartoon back in the day called Archie's Weird Mysteries. Why would you like to make a movie?
Yeah.
And what I'm sitting there thinking, if you're going to make a movie, who's going to play Jughead?
Exactly.
Who are you going to find be derp enough to play Jughead? My fingers that they find someone good.
Yeah.
Because the last thing I need is really bad Jughead.
There are going to be zombies as well, according to the article I read.
Again,
so
harkening back to Archie's Weird Mysteries, like, wait, are you taking caps from that?
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
Like, I'm thinking, you're taking the plot from old cartoon series. Yeah, that's wonderful.
And Jason Moore, who directed Pitch Perfect, is going to direct this as well. So we'll see how that goes.
Would that even work for Archie?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I know.
Let's just hope we don't get Rebel Wilson again.
Yeah.
Just imagine her. I don't want to imagine her as Betty or Verona anytime soon. That would just be horrible.
Okay. Yeah. Now, we promised some Guillermo del Toro news for the fans out there.
Yes.
It looks as though we have some Crimson Peak news,
For those
which
of
is
you
his
who
new
know,
horror film.
Crimson Peak was kind of like his horror film, his fallback after Disney kind of faded on that Haunted Mansion reboot he was planning.
And funny enough, we have the Haunted Mansion music in the background.
Ironic.
Mia Wasikowska, who everyone knows played Alice in Alice in Wonderland and has been in some other movies since, will be replacing Emma Stone in this haunted house thriller, Crimson Peak. Emma Stone had to drop out due to scheduling conflicts, a.k.a. being my love slave.
Nice.
Yeah.
You would go there, wouldn't you?
Well, you know, so she'll be a guest on the show. Anyway. The film also stars Jessica Chastain and, wait for the fangirl screams, Benedict Cumberbatch. So that'll be a pretty high-grossing movie, then, I assume.
I'm under the impression that anything Benedict Cumberbatch ends up in is, like, instant hit.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened with Into Darkness.
And we have some James Bond news as well. So we got the Adele pumping.
Of course you would put on Skyfall for a moment like this.
Yes. And I told Adele it's not the end, because there's another James Bond movie coming. I told her that last week. But, you know, she don't listen. Anyway.
Rumor has it.
Yeah, rumor has it that we're going to be rolling in the deep. That Penelope Cruz could be the next Bond girl.
We've also had rumors sometime in the week, or earlier in the week, saying that Sam Mendes might also be the new director of the new Bond films.
Yep. And which would make sense because... Yeah. Penelope Cruz is married to Javier Bardem, who was in Skyfall. So that would make sense. There's the connection there.
And also, the two films that were supposed to be directed by Sam Mendes, or rumored to be, are the last two that Daniel Craig, the current Bond, is supposed to be a part of.
Yeah, and she will also be, if she is in it, will be the oldest Bond girl, as she'll be turning 40. So that's interesting.
That's interesting. You would think they would get someone youthful there.
Yeah. Well, Daniel Craig isn't exactly a young strapping teen, but...
Nor is he like any other Bonds, you know.
Yeah.
I don't kill people.
But it should be interesting to see what happens. I really like Skyfall, so... I have faith.
Skyfall was impressive, and I honestly think that if Mendes does continue with these films and he goes on to direct the next two, he may actually have some good direction planned for it. Well, I'll be honest. Not that much opens this week, and it's kind of sad.
It is.
The next week we have Man of Steel, and then the following week we have Monsters University.
Yes, so this is sort of like the week off for everyone to like stay home.
The storm, if you will.
Yeah. So anyway, last week I predicted that Fast and the Furious 6 would be #1 at the box office, and I was right. So that brings my total to 172 and 40. I've been doing this a while.
You've been tallying so much.
This week's new releases, like we said, there's not a whole lot. It includes The Purge and The Internship.
The Internship is probably the bigger release this week because it's been hyped up for the last while.
I think so too.
And I think honestly, of the two films that do release this week, The Internship will probably have the higher hand.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pick The Internship as well as the #1 movie. Hopefully Fast 6 doesn't come back and ruin that for me, but...
Maybe Into Darkness will come back.
Yeah.
Can't keep it into darkness.
Yeah. So, but we'll go with Internship and see what happens. This coming week on DVD and Blu-ray, we have 4 pretty big releases that were theatrical, at least. The biggest one being Oz the Great and Powerful.
Which was actually a pretty good movie. The plot wasn't perfect, but the effects and everything else were really good.
Yeah, that was another one that caught a lot of slack from people. And
I mean, honestly, it's always the weird thing is always the March release from Disney is the one that gets the most slack.
That's true. John Carter.
John Carter was the first one, and that got slammed by some pretty horrible marketing, even though the film was pretty impressive.
Prince of Persia was in May, but that got hit too.
Yeah, but that one was actually... Well, actually, that one, I don't know what happened with that one.
I enjoyed it. I got a free movie out of it somehow.
It's supposed to be different.
So Oz comes out. That would be my pick out of these 4 of what would be to buy or rent on DVD.
I second that.
Well, Blu-ray, really. If you have the choice, if you have a Blu-ray, definitely get it on Blu-ray because of the effects.
Because the film looks spectacular.
Yeah.
Like honestly, if you were gonna see a film just for the looks, I would go for Oz the Great and Powerful.
Yeah. We've got Snitch, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, which was a pretty decent one.
I haven't seen it, so I can't
yeah,
step back. But I see what they are Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, hit or miss there.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're into those type of movies, you'll probably enjoy it. There's not a whole lot of action. It's more of a drama, surprisingly. But, it's something different. In the action movies, though, we have Bullet to the Head, which is a wonderful title.
Bullet to the Head!
Yeah.
Wonderful title!
The wonderful Sylvester Stallone, who's still acting.
Oh,
I got a bullet in my head. There's lots of bullets and there's lots of heads exploding. So if you're into that, check it out. Why not? I gave it a man rating.
There you go. There's your film.
And also, Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters is coming to DVD this week.
I didn't
see
that, actually.
Yeah, it was all right. You know, for what it is. I mean, it says in the title what to expect, and that's what you get. You know,
It's Hansel and Gretel being witch hunters,
and it's got a Hawkeye in it. So, what more do you ask for?
In terms of like reissues, though, there's like 3 films that are getting reissued this Tuesday.
Ah.
And they're all Disney releases.
Nice.
The first one is Atlantis. It's being released with its sequel. I'm sorry, I had a cringe there a moment as I hate the sequel. But
yeah.
It's really here's the interesting thing. The other 2 films are The Emperor's New Groove and Lilo and Stitch, which, as I said earlier, Lilo and Stitch is one of my favorite films out there, and or franchises. But here's the interesting tidbit. Atlantis is the only one of those Blu-rays that's either being released on Blu-ray finally. Took them long enough, especially since Lilo and Stitch's 10th anniversary was last year, and Disney was way late.
Yeah, the 11th anniversary.
But the interesting thing is, Atlantis is the only film that has special effects. The other 2, Emperor's New Groove and Lilo and Stitch, don't.
Wow.
They've cut the DVD features from it, the original DVD features from it, and only left the high-definition parts of the film. Meaning, if you bought those things, all you'd be getting is the films. No extra features, no anything like that. I went on a huge rant about this on my Twitter previously.
Yep.
And I think it's quite. The tweets are still up there, but needless to say, when I heard that there was going to be no features, I wasn't pleased.
For this week, we have a new trivia question for everyone. So let's
apparently I can't answer.
Yes. Yeah, you already know the answer. Last week's trivia question was Heather Place on my Facebook got it right. I asked what was, in Disney's Animal Kingdom, in the dinosaur attraction, what TV mom portrays the role of Dr. Marsh? And it was Felicia Rashad. So...
I wouldn't have been able to guess that.
Yeah.
It's a Disney park thing. I'm not that much of a major.
Yeah. So if you get in the answer right, you will be entered into the Raffle of Doom, as I'm calling it.
I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah. The big prize is the 2013 edition of my book when it releases. So that's huge, right there.
When is that coming out?
Well, my 2012 book's already out. But my 2013 edition, probably the first couple weeks of January, so that all the releases will be there. Anyway,
all of his reviewing will be caught in a precious book form for you guys to own.
Exactly. So this week, we talked a lot about Doctor Who, so I figured I would go back and talk about that.
We talked a lot about tortoises. Let's just go there.
Yes. The question is, a former doctor... What villain did Christopher Eccleston play in G.I. Joe: The Rise of Cobra? Hope you saw that movie.
Believe me, if you did, then your game's good. Your movie may not be good, but your game's good.
You can tweet me the answer, Facebook me the answer, or YouTube me, whatever. Just let me know, and then you'll be entered in the raffle if you get it
also,
right.
rub it in my face that I can't answer, but...
Yeah.
You know.
Well, there's always next week, right?
True.
Now, we move on to this week's Babe of the Week.
Oh, who are you
And
featuring now?
this week's Babe of the Week is Denise Taunts. She's one of my Twitter buddies. She's on the new All My Children on the internet. She's been on a few Nickelodeon shows. And she has a new single on iTunes, so definitely check that out.
There's a lot of pretty girls in this city. There's a lot of pretty girls in this city. I'm trying to pick the
All right, well, that music means it's time to end the show once again. This week went really fast.
That it did, and it was also... I feel the next few weeks are probably going to be like the calm before the storm.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially with summer upcoming and all the new releases coming out and everything. It's railing. It's on rails.
Yeah. So, thanks for joining us, Dill.
Of course.
Yeah.
Pleasure to be on here, and if you guys want to follow me, at the Dark Knight D, go right ahead and follow me there.
Definitely.
And your
like our Facebook page, The Sinister Six on Facebook.
Yes,
We
follow
are
us on our many endeavors there.
Yeah, we're the one with the little ducks on the picture. We didn't pick that. Whatever. Yeah, but it's cool. Whatever. You can subscribe to me on YouTube.
I love YouTube too, though I don't really use it that often.
Yeah.
Dark Knight. Feel free if you wanna.
Yep. YouTube.com/Westsida515 is mine. Facebook.
YouTube.com/user/The Dark Knight would be mine.
Yep. Facebook is Facebook.com/WestTroopAlist if you want to like me on there.
And mine is... Well, I barely use Facebook, but if you want to look me up, just search up Barenzu on there, and you probably already find me.
Yeah. My Twitter is @WesAlist.
And mine, I just said a few minutes ago, but I'll say it again just for you people out there. At the Dark Knight. If you want to follow me there, you'll be in for plenty Disney treats, movie goodness, and animation adoration, and so on and so forth. Life of Dylan in a nutshell.
Yep. And of course, I have to plug my book, 2012 Movie Review Yearbook. Contact me through Facebook or Twitter if you're interested. Give me some money.
Give him some mo.
Yeah, so I can keep going with these movies.
These reviews that are probably really entertaining, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, thanks. And, so, that does it for this week. Thanks for joining us.
Alright.
And I'm sure we'll have you back on, Dylan.
Well, you'll probably have me back on a later date, probably, or something, but for now, I'm so glad to be part of this. It's really awesome.
Thanks. All right, we shall see you all later.
And we hope you have a wonderful night and a good whatever.
Yeah, have a good whatever.
A good day, year, week, whatever you're doing listening to this.
All right, Troop out.
And Dill is gone. Peace out.